Right. And we are live. Yay. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you
Yes.
guys. Good to be back, Allie.
I know it's really nice to have you, Susan. It's been a few months and you've been so busy. Oh my God. Every time I check, you have some kind of a question and answer with your guides and you're busy doing readings, and I'm so happy for you, and you're just growing and growing and growing and escalating.
Thank
So
you. Thank
and
you.
you are also, I believe you're going to be with Linda G in Sedona. Now, when is that going to occur?
In May of next year.
Oh, May of next year. Oh, we have to wait
Yeah,
that long?
yeah.
Okay.
Can you believe it? I mean, it's like, wow, like winning the lottery or like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very honored. I'm extremely honored. What an amazing group of people that's going to be with
Oh,
her.
yes. Yes, you're going
So
to.
I
I
am.
have to find a way to go. That's all there is to it, even if I have to drive, you know. I know something is sold out. Is that her Catskills one?
I'm
Is
not
that the one?
sure. Yeah, well, I
Oh,
know that
okay.
Catskills this year is sold out. Yes.
Okay. I hope the other one isn't sold out yet. All right. Well, we got a lot of your folks here all waiting for you.
Hey,
We'll
everybody.
say hello to everybody, Lorraine and Miss Charlotte, and Seascape and Kevin
Evan,
and yeah, Lorraine, Deb
Butterfly
H,
Kisses, Wayne. Yeah,
Kelly. Yeah, look at all these wonderful people that are here. Miriam, thank you for coming by. G. Covington, Butterfly Kisses. Oh, everybody, thank you for coming by. I've been so excited about this. Susan had something that came up and couldn't meet earlier, and that's okay because Spirit always gives us the best time that we should get together. Hi, Ellen G. Yeah, everybody's happy to have you here as much as I
Cardamom
am.
C and Tony and
Yes,
Purple Elephant. Thank you for joining us, you guys. Thank you so
yes,
much. I hope you
absolutely.
guys are having a good Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, Sedona is indeed sold out. I'm
Ah,
going to have to
bummer.
be put on the waiting list, or else maybe I'll just go there and sneak in. I don't know. We'll see.
I think we should tailgate. We should just tailgate.
There you
This is
go.
Texas,
Yes.
y'all guys. Heck, I'll probably
Yeah,
have
we
my
can have
truck there. We'll
barbecue on
just
the back
drop
of
the
the car.
tailgate and we'll get a grill. And Sedona will be like, who are these people? I'm like, we're from Texas. No, I won't
Yes,
say
that's
that.
right.
Never mind. I won't say that.
That's right. We can have
I'll
beanie
just say
weenie and wieners. Yes, absolutely.
vegetarian wieners.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hot. Oh, strawberry
Oh,
rhubarb. Hey, girl.
hi, Sharon. Yes, it is
Sharon's
hot
tight
here.
too.
I have my house really low, and so I'm kind of cold, and that's okay because, you know, then I get to wear my sweatshirt and feel comfortable. So, yeah. Wow. Hi, Debbie Kane. Good to see you too. So, I wanted to do something really different and fun with Susan Lynn, and we're not going to talk to spirits or anything like we usually do, but she's going to be talking to her guides. I hope. I have some questions
Oh,
for her.
don't. Yeah,
What I
you don't
was
want to talk
looking
to
for,
me.
they, I love talking to you. What we were looking for at the time, what I was looking for is I started watching this video on remote viewing, and there was some folks in the remote viewing area that have been doing it forever, and they went up to 2060. And the things that they saw were amazing. So I thought, well, I don't know if we want to go that far ahead, but we got we're just at the beginning of this decade, and there's a lot of different things that might happen. Of course, it happened in sometimes just within a year. So I thought we might take a look at a few things that are coming up. But before I do that, I just want to say a couple things. And the first thing is there are some folks who listen to messages about what's going to be happening in the future. And it's very upsetting to them but I will tell you this. Susan puts out a fabulous question and answer on her channel. A lot of the political questions have been put up there and some of the other questions. And I've been listening just as much as most of you to them when she answers them. And it does sound like we're going to have a little unsettling, but also that things are looking really hopeful. And when Susan gets this, she has, like she says on her video, she has to go back and watch it because it's really not her saying any of this. It's
Yeah.
she's merely speaking. Her guides are speaking through her. So don't let anything, get you that upset that it is upsetting, scary stuff. It is. But how can we deal with that? The best thing we can do is to ground ourselves, to realize that we are part of the whole, the oneness, that we volunteered to come here, and that this is where we learn our greatest lessons. So It is a bit scary. I'm not trying to dismiss you at all in any way. So just remember, we're all together and feel the love. So, yeah.
Feel the love. Yeah,
Feel
right,
the
Lorraine. Forewarned is formed.
It's for very true. Yeah. And these are just like if I'm talking to Susan about in the future, from this point in 2022, she's going to read the energy. If the energy remains the same as it is today, then this may happen. However, if the energies change, then that could change dramatically. So I think that we have to always keep that in mind. And that can happen day to day. Can it, Susan? You could tell me today.
It can happen day to day. Yeah. It can happen day to day.
I'm not sure Ivana Trump thought she was going to be buried at a golf course.
No.
Yeah.
I can promise you, I've talked to her and no, she doesn't. She doesn't. Okay. She doesn't.
She's quite unhappy, I'm sure. Yeah. Yes.
She's incredulous. I'll say that. She's incredulous about the whole thing, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
And Kevin, the healing medium, is here. He could tell us what Ivana's thinking too, because he's an amazing medium, as is Kevin. And we have so many talented people in the audience. I feel weird being here. Like they should be here with me, you know?
I know what you're saying. We do. We have a lot of people whose gifts have really opened up,
right?
Expanded. It's fabulous to see it. It really is.
I threw out that we should go on a cruise. I think we should get a cruise boat. And I think that we should have all of us be doing readings. The staff would follow us around because they would want readings. So we would never want for anything. It'd be fun. Wouldn't it be fun to hang out on a boat and just all of us do readings and have shows? We could take it over. Let's do it.
Oh my God. We should. And then maybe we could make enough money where we could just buy a boat and staff it with all of us. And
I like the way you think.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I'm pretty sure Putin's got some boats that are going to be on fire sale pretty soon.
Oh, I believe it. And then that Chinese boat that Steve Bannon was on. Yeah. Another one. Yeah.
I did. I saw Kevin's birthday was recently. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Yes, happy birthday,
Kevin. Loving vibration, Kevin.
Loving vibration.
And I did see him on a cruise, and you were wearing swim trunks. Now you weren't. I saw you by a pool, but I think the pool was on the boat. So I'm just saying. All y'all in the chat, read Kevin and tell me if I'm wrong. That's fine. Give him a birthday reading.
I could see him with a lay on too. Yeah, he'd have a lay on. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, he'd have a lay on. There you go.
Absolutely.
A lay on. Okay, wait, never mind. I'm getting.
We would be a boat of high vibrations. Yep, absolutely. A boat of high vibrations.
Kevin, healing medium. All these people in the chat are on board for this. All we need is a cruise director. Any kind of travel people on the chat, hook us up.
Well, you know who's an organizer of big functions is Sonia Rain Lee. So we may have to ask her to help us out. Yeah. She could probably figure that one out. Yeah. So yes, thank you, everybody. Some of you are new and welcome. We aren't doing personal readings here today because I'm going to be talking with Susan's guides today about some futuristic or some things that are going on. So, please realize that we aren't ignoring you. It's just that this was a planned show for something different, at least on my channel. Because I know Susan does this all the time. Oh, Karen Conroy was a man.
Karen Conroy. Do you like cruises, Karen? No, I'm serious. I got to get out of this state. Actually, I'm going on vacation. I'm going on vacation in like 2 weeks, going back to New Mexico for a week. And so that's going to be good.
Oh, it's my favorite place in the whole world.
New Mexico is beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful there. It really is. It is a little hot there right now, but
it cools off at night.
Yes, that's true.
Here it's 95 at night. It's 95 at the day. It's 95 all 24/7.
All the time. Yes, yeah. And then you get the smell of the pinon wood there, and you get the smell of the stage. Yeah, I get it.
I'll handle it. I'll handle 95 during the day as long as it gets down to 70 at night. I'll be happy.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So let's see. I want to say happy Friendship Day to everybody. It's Friendship Day. Make sure you reach out to your friends. Yeah. And hi there. Yes, it is the best. Oh, yeah. No personal questions today. So sorry, everybody. We're doing sort of a forward look and And that doesn't necessarily mean the forward party that's being put up, but
yeah.
I did read just a few minutes ago that Gates and Roger Stone were caught on a hot mic talking about wanting pardons and how he read the redacted information on the Mueller report indicting Stone on 7 felonies.
You gotta love stupid people. You just gotta love them. They help us so much.
Oh, they really
Wow.
do. They make it so easy for us.
I mean, it's like
amazing.
criminals that do those really dumb things. You're like, well, thank you. You know?
Yes.
Oh, that's
like
great.
getting stuck in an event when you want to rob a grocery store or something. You know? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in New Mexico when I saw those spirits, but I was in a different part of New Mexico. But who knows, guys, when I'm on vacation, you know, when
they come find you. Yep.
When you're on vacation or you're doing a hobby or you're, you know, doing something where your mind isn't going to, like, this spirit comes in. So
yes,
I'm sure,
yes.
like when I was in New Orleans, all those people showed up in
That's
that
right.
street. And I was like, I mean, hundreds. I was like, oh
hundreds.
my God, I gotta cross all these people over. So yeah, I'm sure something's going to happen. Stay tuned.
And you crossed over that it was a family or something in New Mexico, the little boy or something. Yeah.
That little
boy. They'll be looking for you, Susan. They'll find you. I know they will.
They're gonna put out the message right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Biden has COVID again.
Biden
Lorraine?
has COVID again. Yes.
I guess it's that rebound after you take that pill. You almost always get a rebound, apparently.
Oh dear. We need to pass that legislation and get that. They want to, you know, have a certain amount. And I've heard there's going to be another shot in September that's going to cover the Omicron variant that we're dealing with right now. I hope so.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I read something I did not know, and I'm guessing I'd like your guides to answer if they can. Ted Turner has Lewy body dementia. Do you know that's what Robin Williams had, and that's why he killed himself? Right. I've never remember hearing anything about Lewy body dementia until, say, 5 years ago, 6 years, when Robin got it. Is this something new? Are we going to see more of this, do you think?
Yeah, they're saying that do you know that mad cow disease? Remember how that appeared all of a sudden?
Yes.
So this Lewy body is something. So they're saying that these things are around in the natural world, and then they jump species. You know what I mean? They sort of, you know, mutate. But yes, we're going to see more of it.
Yeah, Casey Kasem had it too. That's right. He died from that. Yeah.
We are going to see more of it.
I
mean, I don't think it's going to be like, you know,
an epidemic. No, I know.
I don't think it's going to be an outbreak, but I think it's such an odd thing, and it's affecting these celebrities, so it's going to get a lot of play.
Yes, it will get more attention. Her best friend had it. A lot of
attention.
Yeah, but it's faster. I guess it's faster than normal dementia. They were saying that there's something though coming up that's supposed to help with Alzheimer's, and that actually they were calling it diabetes 3. That Alzheimer's was actually was called diabetes 3. It had something to do with the pancreas or whatever it is that helps regulate your sugar. And I don't know if that's pretty accurate or not, but yeah, it's yeah.
Well, talking about the future, you know, we're going to be changing this is what they're telling me when you're talking about that stuff. They're talking about our meat processing. And they've been talking about this for a while. I've talked about this for a year at least. The way we process meat, the way we grow livestock or raise livestock, that is going to change.
Really?
It has to change. It's not it's not we can't keep whatever that word is. It's sustainable. It's not sustainable. These diseases, some of these diseases are coming from there's a lot of diseases that come from pork and cows, and if one cow drops over, that would be that mad cow disease, they have to kill the whole lot.
Yeah.
And it makes those ranchers just crazy, but we
Of
don't,
course. But you don't
they're
know.
they're kept like this, it's just not
Yes,
natural.
it isn't.
So we're going to really be paying a lot more attention to our food, even our crops, everything. All things about food is going to be pretty much heightened in the next year to year and a half.
That's really good news, because I think that I mean, we do have some farms that you can get organic, or you can get farm
And that's
fed,
great.
or yeah,
That's normal.
we need that. We don't need all these manufacturing, but I guess it's with the growth in population, then that makes it, it's so interesting to me, because the GOP doesn't want to take care of any babies that are born, but wants us not to have abortion so we can have lots of babies. And it isn't sustainable on any level for food and other things even. It's just a little bit too much. Wow, thank you. That's very, very interesting. Okay, here's another question for your guides. These two are recent, and then I'll go ahead. Well, this is probably a little ahead, but do you believe that there will be war crime punishment for war crimes in the Ukraine from the Russians?
Yeah. Yes. Not Putin. Not Putin,
Right.
because I don't even think he's gonna survive. It's like sort of like Trump. I don't really see him alive in another year.
Yeah.
But and a lot of his generals are dying.
Yeah.
But I honestly think they're going. Did you see they're showing me the picture? They did put one of those soldiers on trial.
Oh, they did? Okay.
They put
Okay.
this kid on trial. I mean, he's on video doing
Okay.
something that's
Uh-huh.
egregious, So they are
Yeah.
doing that. And but it was Ukraine putting them. It wasn't The Hague. So is The
Okay.
Hague going to get involved?
Yeah.
We're looking at 3 years before The
Okay.
Hague gets
I
involved.
figured it was going to be a while, because, of course, there's been rapes and killings of women and babies. But today I just read that they just castrated a Ukrainian soldier while he was alive and tortured him. And so there's so many more things that we're just not hearing. But yeah, I would like to think that that's ahead for the Russian army or whoever it is. Yeah.
Well, and we're in a new era now where this is getting out in the media, and
Yes.
it's going to
Mhm.
further cause Russia to be a pariah, and it's going to put more pressure on those, Europe. What was it? Nord Stream. Russia already cut Nord Stream. So now, was it Germany that can't get hot water, right? I mean, 25% less gas. So,
Yep.
but these countries are going to suck it up, because Russia is just, it's sort of like the Republicans, isn't it? They just keep going and going and going. And, it's like, I was talking to my friend and I said, let them continue. Let them take away contraceptive. I would love the American people to have no contraceptive. Right. We would be blue tomorrow.
The
Democrats would win every election for the next 10 years.
That's very true. They're doing it to themselves, just like they were high-fiving because they didn't pass the burn pits for the vets. And vets are supposed to be, the police and the vets are supposed to be their big base, but look what they did to the police in January 6th, and now they're doing it to the vets. It's awful. Yeah, it really is. Yep.
But they're coming around. You see it. You guys can see it, right? The Republican Party's no longer supporting Trump. These Trumpers are now coming around. It's sort of like they're starting to come to their senses. It's like if you can imagine blacking out and doing a lot of terrible things, and then coming to your senses, and then you see the debris or you see the effects of what you did, and then you're just astonished, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. That's where the compassion, that's where they're asking us to be compassionate to these people that are taking the blinders off, and they're like, oh my God, I don't know why. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
It's easy to say, where have you been? Why weren't you paying attention? And I'm saying it would be hard for me not to do that, honestly.
It's hard for all of us, Susan. I think we'd like to think we're at a higher, and we are at a higher spiritual level, but sometimes when we see that, it's hard for us. Yeah, you know what I mean, though. Yeah. We try to be compassionate and loving, but sometimes
Susan
we're
version.
just human. We're just human, and that's really upsetting. So I understand. Yeah, absolutely. Here's one for you. And I ask you this because I saw a documentary on 60 Minutes Australia about Malaysian Airlines. They think they found it. Do you think they'll be able to? And remember, that's the one that took off and then it just disappeared and it was going in a different direction. And it's probably down by somewhere near Antarctica or somewhere like that.
I hear they're going to find it. What do you guys in the chat think? Give me all you psychics. There's a whole busload of you all. I think they're going to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it is Flight 370. Yes. It's the one that took off and they think that the pilot was killed. It just decided to kill everybody, I think. Yeah. But we don't know that for sure. Yeah. Put it in the chat if you can.
I think they're going to find it. Feel free to disagree with me because I can be wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
let's I just would love, as we answer these questions, I invite you guys to answer them with me, or let's throw all our things into the hat. Thayer says in 2 years. Okay.
She's been working a lot on her. She comes on my medium show and she's really
Thayer's
doing
awesome.
well. She is awesome. Yeah. Seascape says I do. Yep. They'll find it. Well, they will find it eventually, like they did the Titanic, I guess.
Yeah.
They have so many more things that, so many more
we can find things. I mean,
we can.
Yeah.
Even if it was broken into a million pieces. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So let's see. This is a crazy question, but I'm wondering if I would like to go a little bit further. What is the possibility of movie theaters just not existing anymore, or going back to drive-in theaters?
So drive-ins are, a niche market. So I think that's going to be fine. But actually what they showed me when you asked that question about the movie theaters, holograms.
Oh, okay.
The movie theater is going to turn in. Remember how they did that hologram where they brought like Michael Jackson back alive and these different people? The movie theater is going to turn into a immersive
show?
Experience.
Okay. Wow. That's really awesome.
That's why I like being asked questions, because I never think to ask these things. So ask, I can get an answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I do want to just say that poor Guy Killbilly says that they survived Eastern Kentucky flooding. Most of the area has been destroyed. Hundreds are missing. My God, that's terrible. I've
been so worried about you, Keith. I'm so glad you let us know that you're okay.
Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry that that's that's happening to you. And I was concerned because I know you live right there.
Hundreds are missing, you guys. It's just pray, just pray, send light, send love. This is climate change. We really need to try to understand it better if we can.
Yes, absolutely. We do. And everybody's been asking. I've been in different chats and I've seen people asking, has anyone heard from you? So I'm glad that you are at least here right now. I hope things are okay. I hope you have a place to be. And yes, I want to send out lots of love and healing and energy and anything that I can to the people of the Eastern Kentucky who are going through this. But yes, I agree. Not only are we getting more pandemics, endemics, monkeypox and so forth, but we're getting more flooding, we're getting more fires, we're getting, and it's all related to climate change. And I don't know, I almost think it might be too late. I don't know. I hate saying that.
Well, it is. And I did that channeled video. I thought it was a good outcome. I do want to say back to Keith, that if you've had losses, please let us know. If you have a GoFundMe page, please put it in the chat. Let us know. Let Allie know, because she'll send out an email. Or if you know of a family that has a GoFundMe page, I want to donate. So please let me know. I've been through a hurricane. I've been through I've lost my business to flooding. I get where you are. So I would love to help if I can.
Yes, Keith, please let us know, because I think that's a great idea, and we can set up a GoFundMe for you. And I know you work with the volunteer community there. I know what the needs are there. So reach out to myself or Susan Lynn, and we will see what we can do to get that going for you. Thank you, Susan. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
But
you're welcome.
In the meantime, big love to you. Big love to you. This
big love
community
to
saved my life.
everybody in there. Oh my God.
Yep. Yep.
It's horrible to flooding is horrible. It's just terrible.
It is horrible.
Well, it's all terrible. The fires are terrible. Everything.
Fires.
Terrible.
Yeah. Yep. So Tony, I'll take a question on this. Any news on the royal family? The Queen. Yeah. Harry and Meghan. Wondering if that is the dynasty going to, is it going to go away? I don't know.
This is what I see, guys. Now, again, we've got tons of psychics in the chat. Please, you guys type in your viewpoint. I have been seeing for a while now. I know people tell me things are impossible. All I can just tell you is this is what I see. The Queen, Prince Charles would not be a good king. He's not in touch with anybody. And honestly, his son just needs to step up and be the king. When he is king, what he does is he modernizes the monarchy. He really is going to make the biggest changes the monarchy has ever experienced in hundreds of years. He's going to, when I say modernize it, I mean social media it. I mean get in touch with people under 40. He's really going to do away with some he's truly, you know what they're showing me is those fox hunts. He's going to have to face some of the, because these younger generations don't believe in that. Now, I'm not saying he's going to but I'm saying that he's going to have to make choices about things. Okay. So I don't see it going away because I see him modernizing it. He'll keep a lot of the traditions that people love, but a lot of the other things, and you know what else? He's going to make a pledge of accountability. So, Prince Andrew, Prince Philip, who is it? The brother.
Andrew, Edward. There's Edward and Andrew, and
Andrew's the one who was hanging out with Epstein.
With Epstein. Yeah.
So he's going. So the son, which is let's see, there's Harry and
William.
William. So Prince William, who will be the king, he'll pledge. He'll say, on my watch, if somebody does something that's wrong, I'm going to hand them over to the authorities. I mean, he has to address this otherness. That's what we're addressing this time in our era, is that rich people and this oligarchy and the difference between let them eat cake. We're in that energy.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's kind of what I see happening.
All the uncovering of all the bad stuff is coming out in all ways. And so that's why
you can't hold it back anymore. There's no secrets anymore, people.
Correct.
So
we get a lot of people that agree that William will probably do the best, even if Charles ends up there. I think that's why she never stepped down. She didn't believe that Charles could do that. And actually that happened in the monarchy prior with Queen Victoria didn't think her son could take care of and he wasn't a very good king either. So it takes a certain person. And I think you're right. You got to bring in the younger generation and get them on board. And absolutely.
This is a whole new ball game. And I do see Harry coming back to the fold. Good. I'm not sure that his marriage really lasts over I don't think his marriage is really going to last. I think they may split in about 5 years, 6 years. But I do see Harry coming back into the fold about that time, right? When it's modernized. And I think Harry would agree with that. He would say, yes, there's questions of racism still in the monarchy.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? So, there's really some modernization that needs to happen.
Absolutely. Yep. And I think you've got people here that agree with you. Back to the climate. Sorry, back to the climate. Did we hurt ourselves with time lost due to 45? Because 45 changed a lot of stuff that had been to improve the climate. So that's a good question, Wiki. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, I of course I voted for Al Gore, right? But back then I just wasn't as plugged in as I am now. But think about it. Think about if Al Gore had won. Think about if
Oh,
Hillary
yeah.
had won. You know, if Al Gore had won, whole different scenario. Well, even actually Carter, remember Carter put solar panels on the White House,
He
and
did.
then they were just taken right down by Reagan, right? So we've tried. We've had some chances here. We could certainly be in better shape. We could really certainly be in better shape. But it's like they say, what will humans choose? And this is what we've chosen. And we're going to have to, I want to say pay the price, but it's not a price. Nature doesn't care. Nature is just rebalancing, recalibrating, reorganizing itself.
Like it always does. Yeah.
I just feel like humans are going to migrate, and we've always migrated. People, we migrated during the Dust Bowl, during the gold mines. We migrated to America. I think that we will probably in the next 50 years, we're going to have to move. We're going to have to come away from those coasts. We're going to have to come away from the Mississippi floodplain, meaning which, you know, like not the flood, the whole floodplain. So I think in 50 years, we will have made some huge strides with science to turn a lot of this around. But it's going to be a little bit too late for the sea level rise. It's coming. There's no way to refreeze the polar ice cap.
That's very true. And that's been seen for a long time, actually, that the coastline and everything was going to, you know, change because of the water. Yeah, I've seen that myself. Wow. Let's see, what else did I want to say? I just had, okay. So in 2060 remote viewing that I had seen, two things stood out to me about the United States. And I wonder what your take is, or your guide's take is on this. The first was that we will no longer be a, quote, United States. We will be territories. For instance, Washington, Oregon, and California. And there will be others that will break up that way, although we'll all still be in the same area, of course, that we're not we're not adding in anything here. But also that there was something else that was going to happen. We will not be as powerful. We aren't going to be the superpower that we are now because it's someone else's turn, and it's probably Asia.
Yeah. I feel like the United States may split in 60 years, but I think it might be due to environmental changes.
Okay.
The actual environmental changes may cause a very different shape of the interior of the United States.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So I when I asked the guides that question, not 60, but more like, 10 years, they said no, the United States stays together.
Right. Stays together.
In 60 years.
With the current energy, of course, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the current energy, right? I mean, we could have
a lot of
democratic
changes.
Rule, the most liberal democratic rule and for 20 years, and maybe that would change some things.
Right.
Yeah, there could be some real changes. I just saw, you're talking 60 years, okay? Think about what's
2060, about 40 years.
40 years.
Yep.
40 years, 2060, 40 years.
Yep.
I could see regions. I just see the East Coast allied with Toronto and Montreal, and I don't mean that we join. I mean that there's a trade. They're
right.
very dependent upon each other. Let's put it that way. Okay. And then the southern part is this agricultural area that is not as populated because of climate change. And then like Illinois, this kind of area here is factories. That's where because it would be like safer over that way by St. Louis.
Right.
Yeah, I can see these changes. Yeah, I can see them.
Yeah. It was interesting and fascinating to me. And it was almost as though we have been told many times that the rise of the Roman Empire, of course, and they owned everything, so to speak. And then there was the rise of the British Empire, and they owned everything, so to speak. And now we don't own everything, but we are a superpower. And usually it doesn't last. Everybody has a turn, so to speak. And so
King of the hill, right? Yeah.
King of the hill. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So yes, a lot of us won't even be here in 2060. I realize that, but it is interesting to project out that what may or may not happen depending on what's going on. So Wiki said, you talked about biospheres. When do you see this possibly happening?
That was in 50 years.
Oh,
That was closer to 50 years from now.
okay.
I mean, it could be as they just said, it could be as soon as 40 or 45 years. It depends on our actions. But they did say that we have the science, we have the smarts,
We do.
we can figure this out, but we have to put profit second. I
Yes.
mean, right now they're opening up new coal plants and things in Europe. I mean, things are going backwards.
They, yeah.
So, we have to really make some hard decisions here, and it's mostly about profit, and it's not the humans. We don't care about the profit. It's those small group of, corporations and people that run things that want all that profit, and they don't care about what it's doing to the planet.
Yes, I know. It's the almighty dollar. And you see that with Joe Manchin even now. I mean, somebody said that was Joe Manchin's turn was actually planned. That they wanted to get those computer chip technology go through, so they figured they could get the Republicans to do that, and then they turned on this other thing, and that's why the they brought in the burning pits, and that's why and they said, well, we're not going to vote for that, and that's really not a smart thing for them to do, but but this Joe Manchin thing. They said it was like a plan. It was a secret, and it was planned. Any thoughts on that? Do you think it was?
I feel like they. I mean, are you saying were the Republicans set up?
Guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they could have voted for it. Nobody made them vote against it.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, there was something about Schumer, and there's some kind of a rule in the Senate where he can vote no, and at the end come around and vote yes. And he did that, I guess. And that's what they usually do in the Republican Party. So what they did was they pulled a Mitch McConnell on them.
About time.
I know. So the Democrats are learning. It's taken them a long time to learn, but they're learning. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. All right. Here's one I want to ask about, and it's just looking ahead. What does public school look like, Susan?
Give me a time frame.
Well, we could say within the next 20 years. Let's say.
Okay, let's say 20. That's good because we need 20.
Okay.
We need 20 years. I'm sorry,
To
teachers.
clean it up.
We almost need 20 years to get it turned around.
Yep.
It starts turning around in 12 years.
Okay.
And then in 15 years. Well, in 20 years, so they're just showing me that there's more equality in the schools throughout the United States, or there's more funding equality, I might say. There's an emphasis on kids learning younger, and there's an emphasis towards a Montessori type more of an independent learning kind of
Good.
curriculum. It's going to be completely different. The curriculum is going to be completely different than it is now because we're going to have to teach discernment. We're going to have to teach critical thinking. We're going to have to teach emotional intelligence. We're going to have to teach things And they're telling me we don't even need to teach these kids this, but we need to reinforce it. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Kids a lot of times have some of these things, but we need to reinforce it. And then they're also saying they're taking away a lot of the emphasis on competition, on
Mm-hmm.
like the Hunger
Mm-hmm.
Games kind of thing, you know, or like the football making all the money, and the science department or the, you know, English or the drama department not making any money.
Right.
There's going to be more emphasis on arts, more emphasis on
Oh,
music,
God
more
bless.
emphasis on the environment and science.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, you're going to have this sort of
Balance.
kinder and gentler.
Do you saw the holograms at the movie theaters. I wonder if they'll have holograms in
For
the
teaching.
schools.
Yeah, for
Yes.
teaching.
Yes. That would be awesome.
Because you
Because
can
then
walk
you,
into historical reenactment, you know what I mean? Or a scientific interaction can be different because the material is hologram. It's not going to burn you if you spill it.
wow, that's fabulous. And Sharon, I do know that in Canada, that's the way you've been
Yeah.
teaching up there. Yeah. We're way behind you.
If we can
We need,
handle the winters, we would all be up on your doorstep right now, knocking on your door.
that's right.
But I don't care. I
Absolutely.
might do it anyway.
I might do it anyway. I know, because it's getting really hot around the collar here.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys are getting hot, then we got problems.
Oh, all right. So let's talk a little bit about ETs, just a little bit. Of course, we finally have had people admit, yes, we've had ETs, and we've had, UFOs and all that other stuff. When, within the next, say, 10 years, do you think that we will actually be able to talk with one, meet one, that kind of thing, as a country, or as, like, if people could actually photograph them and be with them?
Right. So I was going to say people are talking to them right now.
Yes.
but,
Oh, I do know
but
that. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you mean like as
Out in the
a
public.
matter
Yeah.
of generality, of just, like a
Correct.
matter of fact kind of thing. Yeah. So that is coming. Okay. That's also why they want all of us to, like all of us to get our skills on. That's why they want so many of us to join the metaphysical community, and learn and kind of just get in the game, because
Uh-huh.
as the veil thins, they're going to need people like all of us to explain what these people are experiencing. That you just saw a ghost, it's okay, but it's also going to be,
Mhm.
you just saw an ET, it's okay, let me help you with that.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not going to see it if you don't believe it, typically,
True.
but I do think people will start to see this in. There's a big thing. It's going to happen. They keep talking about it to me. It's a
Okay.
big event. Okay, so the problem is with the holograms, right? All this
Hmm.
stuff can look fake, and you don't have
True.
people that can discern. And then you have, bad actors creating, false flags where quote unquote
Yeah.
alien ships attack the Capitol. I mean,
Hmm.
this isn't that far off, to be honest with you. I mean, in years wise, it's not that far off.
Hmm.
So that's the problem. They really need to come before this gets away, and they're behind the narrative. You know what I mean? They're trying
I
to
do.
correct the narrative.
I do.
So this could
Hmm.
happen as soon as 6 years.
Yeah.
But I think between 6 and 10.
Okay. Well, with this new James Webb telescope and being able to see the galaxies and so
And
on.
see the past. It looks
I
in the
know.
past. Isn't
That's
that
right.
crazy?
It is. It's
Wow.
beautiful. And it's
Wow.
so beautiful. And it gives it, it just reinforces the idea to those who don't believe in it, that there has to be some other life out there somewhere, because this is too vast. We're just not this anomaly in the middle of this huge place. So,
I had a past life reading, and I got a lot recently, and one of my lives was as an alien.
oh,
And
wow.
and
Okay.
I in this life I was the captain of this ship, and it was really interesting because I looked like something that I saw when I was a kid. um So, but I was like, I know that person. I've seen that person when I was a kid, but it was me. And so in the past life, I crashed my ship, and it's a big, long story. But the thing that was interesting was my soul lesson is still continuing in this life.
Okay.
I'm still dealing with the same sort of human, if you will,
Yes.
like kind of shortcoming or
Mm-hmm.
self-sabotaging or whatever you would want to call it. I'm
Yeah.
still dealing with it in this life. And I dealt with
Mm-hmm.
it in that life as a male alien. I mean, I was like, come
Yeah.
on, Susan, you got to get this together, girl. You just got to
I
get
think
this
you're
together.
making big strides now. I
You
don't
know,
think
yeah.
that's isn't it?
Well, when I saw that pattern, I was like,
Uh-huh. Well, at
you
least
know,
you
like,
recognize it.
you know,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was interesting that I was an alien. And I want to tell you guys this because I never watched Star Wars. I never watched
Oh.
Star Trek. I just didn't. But isn't
Uh-huh.
there a scene in Star Trek that's really famous about how everybody is all different looking at the bar or something like that? There's all these different
That's in Star Wars. Yes.
Star Wars.
That's
Okay.
yep.
So when she told me in the past life reading, she said, turn around and look behind you. So I did. And there are these people sitting at their controls, and they were all different, like colors and
Uh-huh.
sizes, tall and short. And I was like,
Oh,
wow,
I
they
know.
weren't like green aliens. They were every single,
Different
whatever. I was
thing.
like, wow, look at
Yeah,
that.
I
It
know.
was really
That's
cool.
amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe he had that vision himself when he wrote that screenplay. Who
Seriously.
knows? Yeah,
I think
yeah.
a lot of these things are channeled. I
I
really
do
do.
too. Oh, I
People,
do. It's like
musicians, books.
yep, yep. Well, there's teleportation in Star Trek where you stand on this beam and it beams you up or beams you out or whatever, and it rearranges the cells. And I'm, for some reason, just really believe that we'll be able to do that. And that's
Oh,
how we're
yeah.
going to get to these different places. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, Yes, Jenny, I do recognize we need to keep our vibration very high, and this is not meant to be any kind of fear involved. This is more for fun than anything else, honestly. So, just some questions that I had, and I agree with you that we do need to, and we are all working to bring ourselves up. Paula says she wonders how many hurricanes might affect us this year. Gosh, there've been a lot of them in the last
I was
5 or
just
6
looking
years.
at this for a client.
Okay.
I'm going to say this, though. I think there's a possibility of some flooding in New York City. I have seen this for a month.
Okay.
So
Yep.
just you guys, you New Yorkers, I know y'all had Sandy. It just seems like New Jersey, I would say the Eastern Seaboard, like New Jersey, New York, like in that area. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's a hurricane. These days, guys, we just have rain events. You know what I mean? Like you have straight line winds that aren't a tornado, right? So it could just be a rain event, quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but in the Gulf, I think that I just heard New Orleans, so a storm might be going towards New Orleans. It's kind of interesting because as they go into the Gulf of Mexico, sometimes I just see a pattern. Like last year, the year before, I just saw them all hooking. They were all
Uh-huh.
hooking right into Florida. So I think that
Okay.
New Orleans, there's one that comes into New Orleans. Good Lord. I don't like looking at this stuff any more than you guys do, to be honest with
Oh,
you.
I'm sure you don't, especially since you live in the
Yeah,
hurricane area.
especially since
Yeah.
I'm here, right? It's hard for me to see it. But we are going to have some storms, you guys. I think it might be a little bit later than normal,
Okay.
but we are
Yep.
going to have some storms.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. This is pretty funny. Geek Hillbilly says first contact is April 5th, 2063. Okay. I
Okay.
love it.
I won't be here, but send my best. Heck, I might be back. Jesus.
You might be back again. That's right.
I
That's
might be
right.
back by then.
Yeah. Wondering about time travel.
That's what you were just talking about, right? With
with
particle
the
accelerator they're talking about.
yes,
They just told me
yes.
particle accelerator. I don't even know what that is.
Particle accelerator reminds me of Back to the Future. Yeah. Wow.
Well, we can time travel now with just our consciousness.
True. True.
We really can. I mean, we can do past life regressions, you can go forward in time.
Hmm.
I'll say, just to, since we're throwing things out there, and you guys know on occasion, I just tell you, I personally have experienced time travelers, at least 3 of them. And I know they're time travelers because, well, I just know they're time travelers. The way
Okay.
they're dressed, they're not dressed like they're human informed. The ones that I've experienced, they're dressed like, they're usually wearing some kind of suit, but I know they're time travelers, and they come from me because I've done something to them in a previous time or
Oh,
life.
okay. Okay.
And
So
so
they know they can trust you.
they
Yes.
come and
Yes.
pester me. And I know they're time travelers because when I call in Archangel Michael, who can take out anything, when he goes to get time travelers, he can't get them because they can just pop in and out of this dimension. So then I have to call either Metatron, or Archangel Michael has this certain way that they do catch them. I mean, they're basically, that is not a universal law. They're not supposed to do this. This is not.
Oh, is that why it's so difficult? Okay.
They're not showing up for real in my house. They're in my
Right.
consciousness. So
Okay.
I'm asleep and I'm like having a literally fight with them in my consciousness.
Okay.
As if it's real, as if it's,
Okay.
I'm in my bedroom, but I'm literally having a physical fight with them. So
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they are traveling here. Of course, aliens time travel.
Sure.
But as far as us time traveling, well, first of all, we have to get used to having aliens around before we can.
And that was going to be one of my questions. Do you think that we will have, how there's always a group that is persecuted, whether it be African American, Native American, Asian American, LGBTQ? Will the aliens be one of those groups? And I mean, I think that, yeah.
They already are.
They already are.
They
Yeah.
already are persecuted. They're already been killed. They've already been captured.
Right.
They've already been experimented on. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
The thing that I really worry about, to be honest with you, is that thing where these people create an experience where we experience bad aliens
Right.
that attack us. And then that gives us, look, Trump formed the Space Force.
Right. Right.
So it's in
Yep.
the best interest of the powers that be that this is seen as an adversary. Because
of course. Yeah.
if they just come here and give us, knowledge,
right.
That's why you guys, they're dropping the knowledge on us now. That's why so many of us are like, whoa, now I can heal somebody. Right. Or, whoa, I just had a client today that made her own cards with these symbols that just came out of nowhere. Doesn't think she's psychic, but these symbols just popped into her head and she made these cards and now she uses them. Where did that come from? Right. They're doing this. They're trying to help humanity. So they're just dropping this knowledge down into our heads because they told me the healthcare system is going to go down. It's not operating for the people anymore. So they're just going to give the knowledge to heal ourselves to the average person. And we're going to start healing ourselves. And then that is going to cause Western healthcare to sort of have a moment.
Yep. Yep. Which it should have had for a long, long time.
Which it should have had for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Valerie's asking, CERN is the main particle accelerator. It's in Switzerland and they smash atoms. Yeah. There were a lot of people that were talking about that when that happened. And I remember bringing it up, but being sort of told it's no big deal. Do you believe that it is a big deal?
It's a big deal. I mean,
is it? Okay. All right.
It's a big deal. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad big deal. It's all about the intention. Isn't everything about the intention, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that's very true. And where we place our focus is how, and if we allow fear to get in there, we also get a different Yes, absolutely. And our intentions. Yep. All right. So let's see. When is the veil totally going away?
I don't know that it's, I mean, if for it to go away, we would then, I can't describe what would happen. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, it's true.
well, it would look like the bar scene in Star Wars, right? I
Star
mean,
Wars.
it would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there would just be ghosts, and I mean, I don't think humans, I don't think we're going to be ascended to that level for quite a long time, but the veil
Uh-huh.
is definitely thinning. I think it's kind of, bye, Lorraine. Thank you for stopping by. I think this is sort of a thinning. It's sort of like preparing us. I think that's
Right.
preparing us for the kind of the alien more interaction, but I don't know when it's going away totally. We would
Mm-hmm.
have to assimilate. They just said we would
We would.
assimilate with everything else, whatever that is, aliens, ghosts, you know, spirit, God. We
Can't
would
even get
become
people to agree on
I
anything, really. Yeah. Be
don't know.
really hard to do.
It would be quite
Yeah,
interesting. But getting
it
there is
would.
going to be interesting.
Getting there
Getting
will
to
be.
that point is going to be interesting.
Terry brings up a good point. And yes, he did have the presidential information and he created the Space Force. But remember that anything that he created has a fear component to it. And absolutely, Terry, I agree with you 100%. But that's anybody, and it could be anybody, and that you buy into the fear. And that's where Trump and his minions are trying to keep his group of people in that fear category. And yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing. So Tony wonders, with all the white supremacists, how the MAGA Trump ultra-conservative supporters will react to ETs. Yeah, and that's what we just brought up. So yeah, yeah. I am sure that they will not be. You know, it's funny when I remember when that movie came out. Uh, Independence Day, where the aliens came down into the Washington D.C., and I was so disappointed because there's always fear and fighting and all this other stuff, and I don't see anybody with the exception of the movie E.T. and probably a couple others. I think it's K-Pax at the time. We don't see very many where there's people that are welcoming them and enjoying their company and so on, and that it's okay.
It is. It's
So
all about fear, and I'm not
yeah.
saying I'm against video games, guys, but I am going to say this: millions and millions and millions of people, and mostly Americans, spend 8 hours a day shooting things, shooting zombies, shooting people. It's very real. These video games are very real. Um,
Yes.
it's all
Yep.
about the violence. We've got to let go of that. And the fear and the violence is what sells,
It
and we're
does.
just making it, people are addicted to it. And
Yeah.
they make video games that are fun,
Mhm.
but we don't play them, you
There's
know.
something about that adrenaline rush and that people are addicted to, just like they're addicted to a lot drugs or
Right.
alcohol or whatever. It's the adrenaline rush, and they get that. And if they don't have that, then sometimes it just prepares them for going out there and using it on other people
I think
because
it
it's
does. And
yeah,
there's been
yeah.
we know that Zuckerberg doesn't let his kids have access to the internet the way
Hmm.
everybody else's kids do for some reason.
Hmm.
China only allows their kids to play video games for a very small amount of time. They literally can limit that. And then
Hmm.
if kids want to play after that small amount, the video games are all educational. So China, I mean, it's by brute force, but they are
Sure.
shaping their children to be critical thinkers, to not sit around
Yes,
and
they
just
are.
kill things all day. So in
Yeah,
this way, they kind of are going to, if they keep going like this, they're going to outstrip us as far as
they will. They
creating,
will.
you know,
Yep.
but
Yep.
maybe they're creating kids that will then overthrow their own government. You know what I mean? Maybe they're creating kids that will
It is possible. Yes.
want peace, and they may be doing
Uh-huh.
themselves in, which would be beautiful, right? To have that
Well,
kind
they're
of democracy.
also allowing a lot of these. I teach a lot of Chinese students, the international students from China, Korea, Taiwan, and so on, Singapore, and they're sending them over here and it's called the American Brain Drain. And they're trying to get all the information that they can and learning that they can from our smartest people and bring it back to their country. And we already know it's working beautifully. But I also know that those young people don't like what they have at home with with the way things are so restrictive. And they tell me, don't worry about it. I have a way around it. They always tell me that. I have a student right now in China who I said, oh, you probably won't be able to watch this because it's on YouTube or whatever. And he said, no, I'll be able to. It's just not a problem. So yeah, they find the way around it. Absolutely.
And Russia's the same thing. Those kids in Russia, they're not, in 3 years, Russia's going to be changing regime again, more to a socio-democratic nation. So these kids, it's the kids are the hope.
Yeah, absolutely. They are the hope. They are, oh my goodness. And an hour has gone by and I could talk to you for hours and hours. And
well, if you have a few more minutes, I can stay a few more minutes, but I don't know what you're playing.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just that everybody's saying, oh, it's so good to see you together. And I feel the same way. Thank you, everybody.
It's so wonderful to see you guys. It's great to just chat about stuff that's not politics, honestly.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure.
It's nice to have a chat. There are other things going on.
There are other things.
But
do you think we're going to land on Mars? What do you think about landing on Mars? Or
meaning land like actual put human feet on Mars?
Human feet on Mars. But I also wonder, I believe that Mars was inhabited and they see a big city on Mars. And I wonder what your guides say about that.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. The answer is yes.
Yeah. It is too cold, Miss Charlotte, but you can go on there and, you can have the equipment, I guess.
And have the dome. I mean, in 30 years, we're going to learn how to create domes that people live in because we're going to have to.
Yes. Yes. There was.
Oh, wikis from Mars. Cool.
I know, that is cool. There have been some speculation and some pictures, actually, that show that there was some kind of a city there. And I would really love to, I hope I'm alive when they go up there and they can tell us, because I was just excited remember when the Hubble space went and left the galaxy and there was a funny loud noise and I was like, oh, wow, we left our galaxy. That was just so exciting to me. So, yeah. Wow.
It's so close. We could be there. You guys, we could be there in like 10 years, 8 years. We could be there. It's just whether the money's there. Now, there is money there because some of the rich people want off the planet. They know what they're doing to the planet.
Right.
They want to create a sort of a ship where they can have like a country club that flies around, that. So it is.
Yeah.
They're moving that direction. This is why Tesla, this is why Elon Musk and all these rich people are going up in space.
Yeah. Yep. That was really cool to watch William Shatner go up. I know it was kind of silly because it wasn't very long, but I was happy that he went because he was that icon of the space industry. Yeah. And he's 80 something years old. I mean, that takes some guts to go up there. That takes some guts. It does. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's see. Do you see anything that will come along for the age reversing? I'm hearing a lot of people. Nancy Jean from Nancy Jean's Garden's doctor told her that she is actually reversing she's age reversing. Certainly not dramatically, but maybe like even 5 years. And of course, a lot of that depends upon your diet and things. But I wonder if there is a fountain of youth out there somewhere.
Well, Spirit is saying, look at us now. I mean, look at us as an 80-year-old versus an 80-year-old 40 years ago. I mean, we're much, if you lived to 80, then you've escaped some of those, hereditary things, but you've also probably lived a little bit cleaner life in some ways.
True.
Yeah. Age reversal. Well, it's not age reversal as much as it is we stop aging.
Oh, now that's
what they're saying. It's not a reversal, but you attenuated. You stop. You pause. You pause the aging. So you guys want to go into this? This is what they're showing me. You go into these cryo chambers that
Mm-hmm.
and you don't. It's not like you go in there for 5 years. I mean, you just go in there for some period of time, like an hour, or it could be in the beginning. It could be as much as 4 or 5 hours. But the cryo chamber does something that slows your aging down to this sort of imperceptible amount of aging. And
Uh-huh.
there's something about your teeth. It's bad for your teeth or something like that. But other than that, it's
Okay.
really good. It's good for your organs. It's good for your veins. When is this going to happen? Hey, hold on. Is this like in 2040? This is 2020. That's in 20 years. We're going to know about it in about 18 to 20 years. Now, it takes a while for it to get FDA approval, which means everybody else in
Absolutely.
every other country will be using it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, called CRISPR tech for aging. Oh,
Yes,
it's
there
already
is a
out
thing
there?
called CRISPR. Yes, it's a DNA a thing that has come out. Absolutely. I don't know a lot about it because I'm not a scientist, but
Is
I
it
was going to
cry?
say,
Does it use the thing I said earlier? Cry. What did I say?
oh, the cryogenics.
Yeah.
Is
Does
that
it
what
does
you
it
mean?
use the tube thing where you go in, Dusty, with the I don't know. Anyway, I saw it. It looked like you were in a tube.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like uh you know, dry ice, like fog kind of coming through.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Cryo suspension drains calcium from the teeth. Imagine that.
Okay.
But
But
what does
old
cryo suspension do? Does it stop aging too?
it I you know how they put people, there are people that have really bad medical issues and they want to be resurrected whenever the technology comes
Oh,
along.
okay.
They're
So
put in
that
those
freezes
cryo
you after you
places.
died. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to die to do it.
Right. No, you
So
don't
at
have.
least at least some of the things I'm saying make sense to somebody because I don't know anything about any of this. Um,
Correct. Yeah, I know you don't. I know your guides are just telling you. Yeah. Um, but Jill Clark said she had a vision of a luminescent DNA strand and said, "You will know what it means when you see it again," she said. Her mind was blown. Yeah. Yeah. Very
and
cool.
why they got to be so coy? What do you mean I'm gonna know when I see it again? Can't you just tell me now? I mean, really. I
Really?
guess because we
Really?
would be on this channel, Jill would be in this screen going, "You're not gonna believe it," and we would all be like, "You're crazy." That's why they don't tell us, y'all.
Absolutely. Can you even imagine if
Yeah,
we had
it's just
an internet, let's say in 1930,
yeah,
and it was going to
no.
tell us, we'd be up on the
Well, they
moon
would
and doing
lock you up.
internet? They would.
They would
Yeah, they
lock you
would.
up.
Yeah. That's why it's so much fun to do it because it's to just
Yeah.
just ask for conjecture because it's something that, wow, we may not even be around to see it, but wouldn't that be cool? Just like we didn't think a phone would be a real tiny little thing that we
Oh
took
yeah.
everywhere and lived with.
No.
But
If
yeah.
you'd have told me that when I was 10, whatever. Um,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yeah.
There is immersed in liquid nitrogen, much colder than dry ice. Yep.
Okay.
So, and it slows your heart rate down or something, I believe, because didn't they did that with, I think it was even a dog that had fallen into a cold river and it had a very slight pulse and they put it in something like this and then they were able to save it. They brought it out slowly or something. Yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
And Valerie
Really?
saw an illuminated DNA strand too. See, this is what I'm saying. They're
Oh.
dropping this information in to not just
Uh-huh.
one, but thousands of people's minds or consciousness. And
Uh-huh.
then, I guess they'll Wonder Twin activate you. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And you'll be like, woo, okay, I know what to do.
I know. And um, this is funny. Not funny, but I will settle dying when I'm supposed to. I'll be forever young in heaven. Well, we can choose our age in heaven.
That's right.
You could be 35 or you could be maybe
Oh,
16 if that's
all
what you
I
want to
care
be.
about is the cheese and the chocolate.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm in for. I'm in for cheese and chocolate. People go like, "What are you in?" Like prison. What are you in for? Cheese and chocolate.
Right. And the thing you told me that really blew my mind once, that, and I know this, my brother is right on board, is that you can smoke there. And I just know he's doing that. He's having
drink.
a cocktail. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do anything you want there.
I think that's the nicest thing.
And you won't gain weight.
You won't gain weight. Now, wouldn't that be nice? So since
look at that. People do cryotherapy for chronic pain.
20 minutes for chronic pain. Yeah. So now they'll find it. Well, it's the same way with red laser. Keith has it in his office, and it's supposed to help with fat reduction. And what it does is it kills the fat cells. It doesn't do anything for weight, but it kills the cells so they don't come back as fat cells. Let's put it that way. And you do it for a while. It's non-invasive. It's just like a certain type of light, and it really works. It really does. It's absolutely fabulous.
Wow.
And yeah, people are spending $600 and $800. It isn't his machine; it's somebody else's, but they're spending that money in order to get rid of those fat cells. And so I could see that that's absolutely what's going to happen before with other things. They'll find reasons for other things. Yes, Dusty, we did hear about Biden. Thanks for letting us know. I hope he definitely doesn't have another bad case of. I think that he'll probably be okay. All right, so I got one more question, and then I'll let you go. But doctors doing surgery, well, they're already doing it with laser, but the surgery that you might have heard about, where you can put your hand right through the skin, and have you ever heard of that surgery? That kind of surgery? I'm wondering if that's going to be available to us, let's say.
Your physical hand?
You can put your physical hand right in, yeah.
We're not going to need to.
Okay.
Because we're going to put our hand is going to be here, but our physical energy is going to go in.
Okay.
And we're going to be able to do this through the mind, through energy.
So that you can remove a tumor that way, with your hand over the energy. Okay.
And diminish it or dissipate it, break it up.
Break it up. Wow. Wouldn't that be work?
But see, that's free healthcare. So, that doesn't work for them. And that's why all of you in the chat, a lot of us are going to be healers, and we're going to be healing people of things. And it's going to just be an underground thing, but there's going to be so many of us spread it throughout the world that they're not going to be able to get rid of us or to find us or to put us in jail, because there's going to be too many of us.
Yeah, that's right.
And healing has always gone on. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely. There's the doctor in South America said he could do this, and Kathleen says Reiki taken to its logical conclusion. I love that. That's absolutely true. Yes. Yeah.
I think John of God. You're talking about John of God in South America.
Oh, I think so. Yes. Yeah, he does psychic surgery.
You guys read Cash's book. Cash Peters has that book, a little book on believing. It's all about John of God. It is fantastic. You can get it through eBay. Just go to eBay and look up Cash Peters' book. It's a really good book. I just finished it.
So see if they were learning to do that with Linda G and Jen Lynn and Sedona. Wow.
Hey. I'll get to learn something new when I'm there.
You will get to. You're just all going to have your minds blown out there.
I'm going to have my minds blown. Sitting out there, and Linda was telling me when she was there this last May, she was telling me about all the ETs that were coming down.
Yes.
It's just amazing, right? It's truly
beautiful
amazing.
Energy. Beautiful energy. I went there with my brother, and he had an 8-pound tumor at the time in his stomach, and he was going to go have surgery, and he didn't want to go. And I said, I need you to go with me, because we didn't know if he'd make it, which he did, but he couldn't do anything. Just getting from the car to the campsite was hard enough, but he walked through the vortexes. He was able to do that and carry out things. It was amazing. So yes, the energy there is beautiful. The rocks are magical, and yeah, you'll have a fabulous time. It's just such a beautiful spot. It's a real vortex there. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had so much fun. Oh my God. And thank you so much. and thank everybody in the chat. Thank you all for being with us today. It's been a while since we've been together. I'm hoping we can certainly be together again, and I know we will be at some point. And thank you, Susan, so much. I love you, dear.
Absolutely. Much love to you. Much love to all of you guys for showing up and hanging out with us and being open-minded. I don't have all the answers. I could be wrong about everything, guys. I'm just telling you what my guides are telling me. And of course, the energy can change on a dime. And I would say, I just want to leave you guys with take good care of yourselves, right? This energy is so, I was just telling Allie before we got on that all my electronic devices are going bat caca crazy. And I think that's also happening to us. So take good care of yourselves, love on yourselves, love on your family, love on the environment. And that's how we're going to get through this, right? Focusing on the love, staying in that compassion energy.
No fear is ever intended, only love and lifting up of our vibrations in order to bring light and love to the world. And please realize all your gifts are just waiting. If they haven't come out yet, they're coming. And be open to whatever it is, because they're there for you and they're ready to give birth. So thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Send money to Kentucky. Send money to those people in Kentucky. It's horrible to lose everything that you own. I've been there with my business. So if you have any money, send it. If not, send prayers. Prayers are
absolutely, absolutely. Geek, we send you lots of love. I know you work with these people, and I know you're such a kind man. So thank you, everybody. You have a good weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye,
Much love.
everybody. Thank you.